Hi, Anti-Society! Welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet. Today we are getting into episode 9 of Tower of God, and we are in the thick of this tag game against Quant. And this is such an important moment in that it's one of the first times we actually get to see what a ranker is capable of. We've seen little hints of it. We've definitely had people talking about things. The Roo has shown a little bit of what he has going on in terms of testing them for Shinsu and that kind of thing, but we haven't really seen one in action until Quant. But also, everybody's betraying each other. We had this adorable moment of we're all friends, please sign this sheet because that means we're friends. And now it's okay, the rest of you are dragon fodder. The way that Khun and Endorsi turned so fast on the people that they have been teamed up with for these tests is remarkable. And considering that they are some of the characters that continue on in the story, I'm like, maybe it was the right move, maybe that's the way to go. I don't even know at this point, but definitely getting into some intense things. And I feel like they slowed down a little bit for this tag game with the pacing, and I'm not ready for what is about to come, because I know, and I don't know if I'm ready for the emotional turmoil again, but let's just get into the episode and see what they got for me. In 3, 2, 1, go. Also, okay, I'm a little bit biased considering that the opener is Stray Kids for this, and I'll admit that openly because I've been listening to them for a number of years, so I'm in favor of them doing any kind of OST. However, I do think it's a good mix for this particular series with the way that the OST seems to be mixed. Like, the music cues are great in this anyway, which is obviously something that I didn't get to experience with the webtoon. So I think it's one of the reasons that it's kind of standing out to me is that it's like a new element to the storytelling that I really like. But the way that they're going about the OST is that they have these very like classical orchestral sounding tracks, and then they'll have these very like synthesized electric based music for like more intense moments, and I think that just blends really well with what Stray Kids has for their style of music, both in terms of like because they like mix so many different types of like samples and production and stuff in their music, and they tend to like juxtapose elements of like analog and digital. So I just think it's really like, it's a really good choice for what they went for with the music of the series, to have Stray Kids specifically as the opener. And Dorsey's voice actress also is like having the most fun. Betrayal is what's going on from every angle. Like, the actress for Endorsi has such a like sing-songy, like very hyper feminine sound. Ooh, love the color work there. The contrast of the red to the blue. But like, the actress will have this like singy-songy, very feminine sounding voice, and then these moments where it shifts and you're like, what's happening? Like, it's unnerving, but it's also like she's having so much fun with the character. Yep, she is used to making sacrifices to get what she wants. Oh, Sweetie Pie was so ready to trust. You signed the friendship sheet. Yep. She has a lot to lose if she doesn't pass this test, so Yeah, good luck. Mm-hmm. People keep telling Bomb that. I mean, the confidence all around of like, we can fight a Ranker and we can fight a Princess of Jihad. I'm like, that is not going to turn out well for you. The horror elements with Quant in this are so good. They mix like different ones with Endorsi. Like, I just find it really interesting. This is also like a new dynamic though, like continuing to cut away to like where Rock is. Like, I feel like we just like didn't see him for like many chapters. I kind of like that they're like having these throwaway moments, partly for like exposition to be like, hey, this is what's going on, but also for like remember these characters because they're important, not just like Rock, but like Lororo and Hansung, right? Like those are important characters to remember. So spending more time with them by having these like pull away moments. It was a lot of confidence going into it. Yep, but he's not doing it. I mean, he's supposed to be testing you, so he's supposed to be able to see what you're capable of, right? To some extent. Oh, yeah. Also, the dealing that has been going on behind the scenes. He was so willing to like be part of it too. I remember being devastated the first time I saw this. I mean, he's a survivor though, of nothing else. I feel like everyone's a team of traitors. Has anyone really stuck with the teams they've been put in for this tag game? Oh, you can't. You have eyes on her. That's scarier. Okay, good. She's still there. I forgot that he like jumped in front. All of the shadows with her during this part of the story. I was so confused for a second. I was like, I mean, Kin's paying attention. He knows what's going on. It's not that simple. And here is the moment he truly gains another friend. Just because you don't want her to doesn't mean that's how it's gonna go. God, I'm so salty because of where I'm at in the webtoon right now. We didn't see his face, though, so there's more layers to that statement. Yep. Everyone willing to make sacrifices for what they want. Except Bomb. Well, within reason. Mm-hmm. Khun knows everything. He's paying attention. 10 steps ahead. Girl, you don't even know what you're about to wander into. Need to is an interesting way to think about it. Our poor cinnamon bun. Probably. That cut to Hansung and the shadows. Also the calling Bomb a monster, like this disconnect of like, you're not human, you're a monster, therefore it is okay for me to treat you however I want. The like techno music coming in there. Not at this point in the story, you can't, interested to say try copying me, given who Bomb is. See? Quant has more of an idea of what's going on than I think people give him credit for. Immediately figured out how to do it. Like, mm-hmm. because he's supposed to be testing them, right? He's supposed to be like, hey, show me what you can do. And now he knows what he's found in terms of bomb, right? Mm-hmm. What you believe isn't always what's reality, right? Ooh, interesting. Say let them die. Like there was something that he could, even though he's like, I was too weak to do anything, he still believes that there was something he could have done. There's so much going on. I wasn't ready to live it again. It's different in motion as opposed to pictures. Ooh. Mm-hmm. I don't get it either, Endorsi. We're on the same page there. Oh, I love the cutaway. Look at the cutie pie. Dang, that idea of like you keep moving forward so you don't regret it. Very interesting given where Rachel's story continues as this like the plot goes on. The confidence radiating from both of these. Love that slowdown of the attack too. Also love that she just like found a weapon and she's like, I'm gonna just use it. I get that it's an ignition weapon, but she's just like, I'll figure it out. Ooh. Yup. Get a taste of what he's really capable of. I guess there's that too, where like Endorsi's like, I can take him because there's a limit to his power right now. The fact that the music is different here, right? Like I was talking before with the music. Ooh. About how they usually get like more like techno electronic music at the more like high intense moments, and here we have the like orchestral music instead, because it's not about the fight between like these three. It's about like, what are you willing to sacrifice, and what are you willing to fight for, what are you willing to like risk your life for, at what point do you have to give up your morals for like a greater good or like something that means more to you, right? Yeah, I remember this being a plot line for some reason. My poor boy Rock trying to figure out the madness of where his chocolate bar loving companion went. Of course they did. All according to plan. Well, sort of. I'm sure there was less death in the original plan. Maybe. I don't know, honestly. Khun doesn't seem that torn up about the whole sacrificing people thing. Yeah, I knew I wasn't ready for this one. I knew that someone was gonna get me in my feelings, especially since this is the first time that Bomb has really lost something in the course of any kind of endeavor, right? To his memory. Because yeah, he lost Rachel in that they weren't in the same place anymore, but that's not the same as not having her at all, right? So this is the first time that he has known someone who has died, and in such a terrible way too, by a self-inflicted wound. And it's just, the whole thing is so sad, and I think that it really puts into perspective what it means to be traveling up the tower, right? So many people have gone through so many awful things and are fighting to have even just the tiniest bit of power that Bomb just has, right? And I think that it's really important to remember that before this, we had lots of cute moments, right? We have the friendship list and them going to little classes and things. We had lots of moments that were more like some slapstick things, right? Some humor coming into the animation. And I really love that a lot of that has been pulled back, especially with this episode. There's still a weird plot line with Endorsi's panties, which I'm not entirely sure why that needs to be here in any capacity, but okay, fine. The majority of the humor has been like pulled out. We're not getting the same physical comedy cues as some of the previous episodes, because I think that it really puts into perspective what traveling up the tower is, what being in the tower means. And I don't think that Bomb really knew that, really. I don't think he really understood what the tower even was, let alone what he was going to be sacrificing by going into it, right? He was just like, oh, that's where Rachel went. So that's where I'm going. He had no idea what was happening. He was just desperately trying to follow after her. And he's just been going with the punches throughout this. And this is really the first point where I think he understands what he's gotten himself into. And it's not even something that he necessarily chose. It's just that he's, okay, this is what Rachel chose. And I want to be with her and protect her. So I guess this is what we're doing, right? And he didn't fully know what that would mean and what it would do for him as a person and like his morals and what is he willing to sacrifice. And it becomes a continuing thread throughout the rest of the story, at least up to the point where I'm at in the webtoon of what are you willing to sacrifice for what you want, right? For what is your greatest desire, your greatest wish? What are you willing to give up for that? That's definitely a very important question to know. And it's going to come up again with this season of characters going, actually, I don't think I'm willing to sacrifice that much. I don't think I'm willing to continue traveling up the tower. I don't think I'm willing to sacrifice my life or fight with my life on the line. I don't think that's where I'm at. It's interesting to have multiple people where they're really getting to see what does it mean to be in the tower and to keep progressing, and at what point do you have to accept that you've reached your limit and there's really not a future for you continuing on that journey, and how do you deal with that? And the people who just aren't willing to have that either. Interesting as always to go back through the series through a different lens, but man, the next few episodes are gonna wreck me. Are just going to be like, I don't even know how they're going to fit everything in. I know that they probably will probably be fine, but it's going to be a bit of a whirlwind. I think with these last few episodes, getting all of the points in of what's going to be going on before going into season 2. But I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this place to go to my previous actions, or you can subscribe to me next time I post a Tower of God video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.